Welcome back to another episode of the Coffee and Records podcast where you will learn how to master the music industry and your mental health. Today we have a very special guest coming from a very small town in Brazil called Tiradentes. He came all the way to study music here at Boston. Here at Berklee, if you need a pianist, an experienced musician, someone to help you with your harmony homework, someone to help you network, a shoulder to cry on, you name it, this is your man. He is majoring in performance and game scoring, and he's a session musician for other Berklee artists, and he plays for large ensembles. Today, we're going to be revealing the secret on how to master networking in the music industry and how to deal with the pressure of being a session musician and playing for large shows. So please welcome Tom Almeida. Tom, thank you so much for being here.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Of course, thank you so much for also solving the technical issues that we had prior to this episode due to my inabilities to use the interface.
No, come on. It happens.
But yeah, so thank you so much for meeting me here, and I feel like you and we have such amazing conversations, and
Totally.
I thought, you know what, let's record one of those because it's gonna be great. You have a lot of amazing insights. You know, you came this far straight from a small city in Brazil, and now you're here in Boston.
Which is crazy. I can still believe I'm here with all of you, but here we are.
Yeah, and it's a big change, and it was all because you wanted to follow your passion, which is music and playing the piano. So I wanted to ask you how it all started. Did you grow up in a musical household, and how did you came to just begin to play the piano?
So, no, I have not. I'm the first musician from my family, actually. Yeah.
Oh.
I had a grandmother that used
Mhm.
to play piano, but I never met her. So, yeah, it's interesting to be the first one in your whole family because everyone's, I feel like, that judging, oh, she's going to be a musician,
Yeah.
first one ever. But, yeah, it was quite a journey, and I started playing when I was 7. My parents got me a digital piano.
Uh-huh.
So the piano was taller than me. I was like, the first thing I did when the piano came was playing with the box more than the piano itself.
Uh-huh.
So
Oh.
it was fun. The box. Then the piano, I started trying to side read some stuff, try to get it by ear something. My first song I played was Yesterday by the Beatles.
Ooh.
I know.
Love
I
it.
hate that song right now.
You hate the song?
I've played it so much.
Oh, okay.
I
Makes
enjoy
sense.
it. I respect it, but it's just I've been playing that song for 13 years now, so
No, and also when you have to rehearse a song over and over again, there's
I
a
know.
moment you can't just stand. You can't stand it anymore. So I get it.
Not anymore. But
Yeah.
yeah, since 7. So
Wow, that's amazing. And you went learning by yourself. No
Yeah.
classes, no nothing.
I had some instruction, but my town was not a lot of music schools.
Mhm.
So I went to a conservatory. It was a classical conservatory, which I hated because they did not let you do your instrument first. So I had to go through violin to guitar. I didn't do guitar. I jumped it,
Mhm.
but I had to play violin, which I suck as well. So
The violin?
in the violin.
Oh my god.
I was 8, and they made me sing. I hate singing. I hate singing.
Oh
So
my
it was a
God.
nightmare.
Yeah.
So I dropped out in the first year, and then there were there's a famous maestro from my town. He composes for orchestra and symphonies, and it's more like a religious thing that he composes. But my town is really religious, so everyone knows him. And his nephew, which
Mhm.
is a piano player, he started giving me lessons twice a month. So I would have
Oh.
some meetings to have some instructions with it.
Yeah.
But he didn't know anything about jazz, so he was just classical. So he was teaching me really the basics, but after some years I started learning by myself. So mainly I'm self-taught.
You like more classical or jazz?
Jazz.
Mm.
Jazz, totally. Like, my first classical piece that I had to play was actually here. I was forced to
Ooh.
by Berkeley. So now I like it, but I'm not good at it. Not at all.
You prefer jazz?
Totally.
Yeah,
Totally.
makes sense. Well, I saw also before coming here that you won an award
Yeah, I
called
did, yeah.
Prêmio Jovem Instrumentista.
Yeah, I did.
How that came to be? Talk to me.
Well, it's a fun story because, like, when I was 15 years old, there was like, I had no contact with like musicians at all. It was just like, oh, there's like a famous musician's coming to town. Like, yeah, I need to see him. But it was like once a year, like best ever. But there's a college in my town, a federal college, which they have a small music program, but they starting doing a big band. Not a jazz big band, but like a Brazilian big band. So they would play like northeastern music from Brazil, and I would watch that and be like, "That's so crazy!" Like the big bands that I hear in the records I love, like live people doing it. So when I was like 15, 16, I got a contact like with one of the professors from the college, and they invited me for a rehearsal, and I was like, "Wow, that's so cool." And I started going there like every week. They became a family with me. So, Wefes Jazz Big Band, thank you so much for everything. And then that's when I started getting into the more in the Brazilian scene, musical scene.
Right.
And then I get a call by one of the professors saying like, "Oh, there's this award from your state. You should apply. So, I think you're perfect fit for it." And I just applied and I got in, and the award was 10 musicians from my state would choose any musician from Brazil, and they would have 3 months of classes with them. So that's where it's like the reward for me.
Yeah.
And then I chose one of the best pianists I know, Túlio Mourão. He is the pianist from Milton Nascimento. So it was quite a thing. It was amazing.
And you had like classes with him?
Yeah. Well, I started having classes with him for like 3 months, but then my family and his, we became friends. So now he's my maestro.
Oh my
so,
God.
Yeah. And that was like our reunion because when I was 9, I played for him in Milton Nascimento.
Yeah.
So it was like quite a thing. And he signed my digital piano. So
that's
like,
so cool.
I don't know, 10 years later, I meet him again, and he's now teaching me. It was amazing.
Oh my God. And so you really like playing. That's what I see. And you, like, I see you everywhere playing. Literally, it's like, I need someone to play the piano. Don't. Because you really like playing. But I wanted to ask you, you're here in Berkeley, majoring in performance, but you're also majoring in
game scoring,
right? And I wanted to ask you, what led you to that decision?
I always loved actually movies, and the soundtrack was like, for me, it was the main part of the experience. So when I came here and I saw that they have both the film scoring and the game scoring, and I used to be a nerd, so I also love like the tech part behind the stuff.
Yeah.
And the game scoring major here actually like mixes both of them. So we have a tech side of the music about like implementing the music into the game, and the composition part. So for me, it was like the perfect mix, you know?
Yeah.
I wanted to be not only like fixing the part of composition, but also in the tech part of the music itself.
That's interesting. But like, why? Because it's interesting because it's two types of music that they're different, you know? One thing is for you to play jazz, and another thing is you play something for a video game.
I know.
Yeah, but you enjoy both the same, you'd say?
Yeah, I'm still learning it for the scoring part, but my main idea is to mix both of them. So I'll be like, I don't know, one of the first to do a jazz scoring for games maybe. there was a racing game that they launched that was like inspired by it, so I got like, oh, I think I'm on the right track, so maybe one day I can be able to do that.
Wow, that's really cool. And so you actually are learning how to compose your own music.
For now, I'm starting to do the tech part, that is the most important.
Mm.
But then I'm gonna start learning about like orchestration for media and interactive media.
So you haven't composed anything yet.
No, just my own stuff. So that which I
Yeah.
don't like that much. Is still like shy about it. But yeah, I'm still like learning it. I'd say.
Wait, but your own stuff is for game scoring or just like
just
jazz?
for jazz. I try to compose some
Okay, I
jazz stuff.
see.
Yeah,
And you're
yeah.
shy, like you don't want to talk about it. You don't want to talk about
I
it.
can talk about my inspirations for that.
Yeah,
Okay,
please,
yeah.
please do.
Well, of course, from Brazilian scene, I would say Tom Jobim and João Bosco, which is a guitar player and amazing singer. But in the jazz era, I would say Bill Evans and Brad Mehldau, one of the like
Ooh.
main two. For like Brad Mehldau is more like a modern jazz, so I'm still trying to like. I'm more of classical jazz, I would say, like more 40s, 50s jazz, and now I'm trying like to get more into the modern jazz era. And Brad Mehldau and also Christian Scott, who is a Berkeley alumni, he's a trumpet player. He mixes hip hop and jazz in like in a perfect way with also like his own voice, you know, like his background from New Orleans is like amazing. So I'm trying to use that to Brazil and my own voice, you know.
Wow, no, that's really cool. That's really cool. And you are like I see you play a lot for other musicians,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
I saw that you just recorded a song in Portuguese for Iara, which is
Yeah.
a Berkeley artist, and you had like it was so professional. Like I was like, what? You know, you had a really good photo shoot for that, and
Oh, I know.
also it was in a big studio
Yeah.
here at Berkeley. And so I wanted to ask you, how is it playing piano for others? Do you like it more, or do you? It's like, you know.
I feel like I like to be part of projects and like stuff that like are really important for other people. So that gives me like a motivation to play more. I feel like I'm more confident when I'm playing for others than I'm like, oh, the pressure of doing everything like your own music. I'm still like learning it, I would say, but that's what I've been doing the most, playing and supporting the artists and your colleagues here, which are amazing. So Yara, Edu, like we all like this is like the two main projects I've been working on right now, and we are recording 2 albums. So
Damn, you're recording
yeah.
2 albums with who?
with one of Yara and one of Edu. So
Oh my god, that's amazing.
stay tuned.
Stay
One
tuned.
day you hear it.
Oh my god.
You know.
And so it's interesting to hear you say that you just feel more comfortable playing for others, because many times and I was talking to Isa about this on her episode that she's like, no, doing my stuff is less pressure than doing stuff for others, because whenever you're, for example, you're recording this 2 albums with them, they require you to, you know, you need to get there and know your stuff,
Yeah.
right? Don't you feel like the pressure of like, oh my god, this needs to be perfect, and if not, like this is on me, like
No, don't
Or
get me wrong.
not.
The pressure is always there.
Oh,
for
okay.
everything. I just feel like as I said, I'm still shy about my stuff. So
Yeah.
once I get over it, I'll be like, okay, probably I'll feel better about it. But right now, it's like, I don't know. It's so fulfilling to see someone fighting for the project and being part of it, and see it like come to reality. You know.
yeah.
So it's like, yeah, it's such a fulfilling feeling, and yeah, that's what I have to say.
Like fulfilling moment.
Yeah,
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 totally get
totally.
it. And I also saw that you played for like shows at not only like at venues but also at the BPC.
Yeah.
You were part of the Fleetwood Mac experience. Again, I couldn't go because it was sold out.
Oh, come on. No.
But it was like, no, seriously, it was like I heard so many good things about it, and when I saw you were part of it, I was like, yeah, it makes sense. How was it to play for that, like, show that big and that amazing?
It was unique.
Yeah.
Like, coming from a jazz background and like having to play Fleetwood Mac, which is amazing, but I've never played anything like it before.
Mm.
It was inspiring and tough at the same time. But I think the what I got from the show, it was the connections with everyone. Like, it was a huge band, with amazing musicians, amazing professor involved in it. So it's such inspiring to see it come to reality, and being part of all the background behind the scenes, rehearsing a lot. It was a lot of rehearsals actually,
I can imagine.
but
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, it's just, if you like, for me, if you like in an environment where everyone is like better than you, it pushes you to be better. So
Uh-huh.
it was really like important for me to be part of that show and like have to like improve yourself. It was like with all the keys players were like amazing. Brian,
Yeah.
Paul, which now just graduated, but it was quite an experience.
So you say like you were learning for from the people around you.
Yeah, absolutely, and not only from the keys players, but like from all of like the commitment of everyone to that show.
Yeah.
Like seeing Maureen, she was like the director and the producer, and Tom Basket, Alex, who's a CWP professor here, like all of them, like being there, doing the arrangements, and doing that for us, for the artists, and for all of Berkeley. It was amazing.
Wow. Yeah. No. I bet.
Yeah, no, now it's like a family, the Fleetwood Mac family, and it'd be
Yeah, and can you talk a little bit about the rehearsal aspect? Because I know that when you are inside an ensemble and you get to go to the BBC, like, it's hardcore, and I've heard that from so many people. So I really want to talk to you about, like, I wanted to ask you, what was the rehearsal environment, and how would you say it helped you be like the best you could possibly be on stage?
well, the rehearsals in general, it was like pressure, of course, because we're like fighting against the time and like trying to get it as good as possible with limited time, because we had like 2 months or less to prepare for the show. And but I think like it depends on each day, each rehearsal. So at first, like, I got here, my flight got delayed, so I got like into Boston like 1 hour before the first rehearsal. I didn't know the songs. I just like saw first the sheet, and I was like trying to sight read, which I suck as well. But it was like the pressure and like trying to get it as good as you can at that time. And you just need to, like, I think the hardest part of it is controlling your mind. You controlling your like your pressure, you're nervous, and trying to get calm, but at the same time get focused, even though with all like the pressure, like having to play sight read, missing, but still like keep doing it. But the rehearsal was long. It was sometimes frustrating, like rehearsing for like 6 hours and you still like, oh, this song is not great still, but the environment pushes you, pushes you. Like everyone is still doing it, still fighting for it. I say at least pushes you to rehearse and to like be better each time.
Yes, but we just say like in a healthy way, like, it makes you grow.
Yeah, no, totally. Still like healthy way, but like you can be chill in that. You need to be like on top of your stuff and of course prepare for it, because it was hard arrangements. It was something.
Yeah.
Something.
And also I feel like when you're there and you're playing for others, like people are counting on you, and like in my experience also, like I'm just so scared to mess up, because if I mess up, then are people gonna be like mad or something? Like I'm like, so have you, like, based on that, have you ever like felt, and this could be in like the Fleetwood Mac ensemble, but also like in other like occasions, because I know that there's a lot of musicians that feel a lot of pressure from like being in big rehearsals. Have you ever felt, or seen or been in a situation in where a rehearsal just didn't feel like good, like you felt like just so burnt out that you just like couldn't concentrate correctly? Have you been in that situation at all?
Oh yeah, a bunch of times. Like everyone, sometimes like a specific arrangement depends on you, and if it's not the day, if you burn out, it's just like, no, it's not happening, and you still like there, you still need to do it, and you still need to like control yourself, and you just learn like how to deal with it. Yeah, you need to keep doing it. Like I've done big shows back in Brazil as well, and in the big band and other, and like if people are counting on you, like the rest of the band, you need to be one being, like one thing in the show. There's no like, oh, this can go wrong, this can go wrong. Everything needs to be perfect.
Yeah.
The best possible. So you just keep doing it. It's just like, and I've been in the other positions too. Like one day you feel great and everything's going well and you get it. So it's rewarding. It's rewarding for sure. You keep doing it. You go through like the hard days, the burnouts, but in the end you get it. Always.
And do you have any tips for musicians out there that play for others or have their own things, on dealing with the pressure and kind of like a lot of stuff going on? Because you are going to these rehearsals, it's a lot of stuff, it's a lot of arrangements, it's a lot of pressure from yourself to perform good, but also from other people, and you're also having classes, you're also having to work. So do you have any tips on dealing with that as a musician?
Yeah. I think it differs from person to person, but for me is like you need to control the pressure. Like it's all mentality, and you need to be disciplined as well. It's hard. I struggle with it still, but like the best you can do, it feels like, okay, now let me practice this one song for the rehearsal that's coming up next week, and practice once a day or something, and you can still go get it. But like if you go to rehearsal, that's the time to mess up, that's the time to like make mistakes, and everyone does that, like you're not gonna be a superhero and get everything right in the first rehearsal. So you need to get the weight off your shoulders a little bit, and then still be there with the best energy as possible. Be positive about it, because I think what I feel the most is like what matters for me is the environment and the musicians. If it's like someone is judging you or just not feeling like it was like being mad or like like I always be like, oh, you're doing this wrong, like judging you, it's not gonna help. You're just gonna keep doing mistakes that day. So just support people. I feel like that's more important. Be friends, be friendly, and if that happens, everything goes right.
Yeah, because I've heard also people say there's many times, and I've seen it throughout my life. I used to also perform a lot when I was in high school, and there's also gonna be like a lot of people in power that are just going to make you feel less.
Yeah.
And make you feel like many times they're just gonna feel like take advantage of their power and kind of just be like, you do this, you do that. And it's understandable for people to be rude sometimes because you have a show to give.
No.
And so you feel like a lot of pressure, but I'm really liking how you're mentioning just be nice to people. Because being rude is not gonna help anyone. Like you're already feeling stressed, you're already feeling pressured, and if you're being rude to the like, no, you know.
No.
So I really think it's very nice thing for you to like say that, because we know as musicians how it can get really tough inside the rehearsal space.
No, totally. I think you need to like put yourself in the place of the other and think like, oh, I'm going through pressure. I need to do this, but he's always going through that. Like the person that you're playing with is always through classes, through work, through difficult times. So you just need to be patient and empathetic. That's what I feel.
Yeah. Would you say that being like a session musician, like playing for others in shows and on like the recording of albums, is that your ultimate career goal? Or do you want to do more like the game scoring thing, or both? Like what is the goal here?
I feel like the goal is actually the three stuff. So being a session player, doing the scoring, and doing my stuff. I still have like a dream to do my project if I get over my timidness, but still,
Yeah.
one day I feel like all of them, you know, because I still love to play and be part of other projects, and the dream of becoming a scorer, if it works, would be amazing. But still, like I feel like all three same
All
thing.
three. Yeah.
So if I get, well, one day I hope I get all of them. So it's a huge
You will,
dream.
you
but
will.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a huge dream. Like, life is too short to think that way.
That's true.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm still fighting for it, and you just fight for your dreams.
Yeah.
Always. If you don't have the dream in your mind, like, oh, I want to be there, you feel, I don't know, you feel like life is a little meaningless, you know.
That is true. Like if you don't have a purpose.
No.
Yeah.
We always try to find purpose in this life, and I feel like we try to find like outside, but it's actually inside you. Like it's right in your heart, you know. Just find that voice in you, and you have a life. Enjoy it.
Yeah. And do whatever it takes to like fulfill that.
Yeah.
Thing.
Sure. You just have one shot, so.
Yeah. That's so nice. just go and do what you want.
Yeah, no.
What like actually, now that you're talking about this, I am really wondering, what was your like aha moment, like when you realized that you wanted to first come here to study music, and second actually do the performance and game scoring combination?
For me, like, I don't feel like I have one moment, you know. I feel like it was a whole process, because I don't know, things just started happening to me, like by taking my opportunities, by working hard, and by being actually nice to people that helped me a lot. Like connections was for me the most important thing. Like everything just started like making sense and working out. So my cousin, which lives next to Boston, she first told me about Berkeley when I was like 15 years old, and was like, oh, that's cool, I might go one day. And then she started like, you know, like, no, you should do it, it's one of the best colleges in the world. And I was like, okay, no, I might try. So I came to the 5 week in 22, and it was like, wow, it was like a new thing. It was my first time away from my parents, first time actually outside Brazil. So it was like, whoa. And I just loved it, you know. I think that was the biggest aha moment, but everything like starting to work out.
Okay, I see.
Yeah.
And for you, I see like you're really, really passionate about what you do. And so I really do want to ask you, what does music mean to you? Like, why do you play?
Because why not? It's just so fun. And sometimes I feel like I can't express in other way, you know? Like, I think art, it's the voice that you can speak, you know? The voice you can I can like try to explain to you what I feel inside, but it would be much more easier if like I play this song like, oh, this feeling, this, you can't say, I can like, oh, you feel like this. No, it's just like, let me show you what I did. This is the emotion. That's what I feel like. It's not like, oh, I did a fancy chord progression. No, it's just like, this is emotion.
Like,
and that's what I feel like. Yeah.
To express yourself.
Yeah.
That's
yeah,
amazing.
totally. And that's what I've seen for like the most, my inspirations, my, like, they started the career like doing virtuoso stuff, like, oh, I'm gonna play fast and fun. That's the whole story of jazz. And then suddenly, like, playing it slow but with intention transmitted much more than just anything.
Yeah.
Of course, it's not like for everything. Like, I like fast music, I'm not saying that. But it's just like, it's what I most feel like and most connected with.
Yeah. How does like playing the piano now differ from playing the piano when you were a kid?
Oh, totally. When I was a kid, it was like fast. Wow, I'm gonna do this lick. This is so fast, it's so cool. Like, oh, like my favorite song to play was Take 5, just because it was different. I still love that song, but now it's just like I wanna play to make you hear, make you feel what I feel.
Like, fast doesn't necessarily mean
No.
better.
No.
Okay.
Not for me. Like, of course, there's a bunch of musicians that I'm like, I wish I could play that fast or like that. Like, I was talking to my friend Sue, which like now it's viral in the internet, and she's like, I met her in the 5-week, and she didn't even like play jazz at the time. She was a classical pianist, and I'm like, yeah, no, that's cool. And now she's like the craziest jazz musician I would say. And like, I wish I could play like her, but I feel like everyone has a voice,
Yeah.
Everyone has like a own way to play it. So I feel like she has an amazing way to play it, but I still feel like I have a voice. Like, you have a voice. You have a way to do it,
Like,
it's just
way.
you. Yeah. Like, each
Yeah.
one, everyone has a specific taste for music, for everything, and that's what makes you, and that's unique. You don't have the same taste with anyone else in the world. It's just you. So
that's beautiful.
It's a mix.
Yeah. And I think that's what like grabs people's attention, your uniqueness.
Yeah, no, totally. Like,
Yeah.
for me, I'm still a mix of stuff. Like, you see, I don't look like a jazz musician, but jazz is in my heart forever. So it's just a mix of everything, mix of culture, mix of background, mix of perspective to the world.
Yeah. And there's a lot of like, because here you start learning about like music theory and all that stuff, right? You have more knowledge when you play the piano. You feel that difference, right?
Yeah, no, of course.
Or did you learn music theory beforehand?
I learned on YouTube. So yeah, that's what I got the most, like, from my big music background when I was a teenager. So Open Studio, it was my favorite YouTube channel. Like, Peter Martin, Adam Menes, like, two great pianists that helped me a lot. So, but I feel like it's a tool. It's a necessary tool. If you wanna, like, sometimes I feel the emotion, but I can't transmit it to piano. So music theory
helps you.
Yeah. Practice.
Yeah.
Like, scale. Sometimes you feel like, oh, this is meaningless, I can just play whatever. But it's a tool to make you express yourself better. Always.
Yeah. And would you say that because a lot of people I know that when they come here and they start like, really getting a sense of what the music industry looks like and knowing like it's tough, or they get here and because they play or they sing something and they start learning about music theory and ear training and they're like, this is not for me. And so many people end up leaving. Some others are like, let's do this, like me. But I wanted to ask you, did you ever like felt like this is not for me? Like, did you ever felt switching careers, leaving here because it got too overwhelming?
Oh yeah, I feel like it's it's for everyone that does music. Like
Everyone goes
it's
through the same phase.
yeah, even here because it's such like it's such a thing that is it's not like your future is not secure, but it's not like I don't know you do a career that you know exactly where you do where exactly where you be, but that's the fun part of it, and that's why we do it. You know, it's love and the trust that is it's gonna happen. You know, it's a
Mhm.
passion for sure. So yeah, I've struggled a lot. Like I feel like everyone has a potential, and it's different for every people. Like for me, harmony was really easy, but
Mhm.
your training. No, my first teacher was Yare, which is a friend today, but he was like the first class. He was like, "You never sang in your life." I was like, "No, nope, never." So everyone has strong parts and weaknesses, you know.
Yeah.
So, strengths and weakness. That's what I feel.
Yeah. Well, it's good that you like, and I feel like after all, those classes could be kind of annoying. But if it's for you, like
Yeah.
if it's like literally, if it's gonna help you do what you love, which is I feel like it's your case,
Yeah.
then you stay. You
No.
know, you're like, it could be annoying. Like not everything will be rainbows and butterflies. You know,
No,
life
true.
will have things. You know, even if you're doing what you love, there's always gonna be a part of your job that you're like, eh. So
Yeah, like you said, life is not rainbows. So
yeah.
I hate your training. I'm sorry, Yare. I hate it. But actually, it's helped me a lot. Like my year
Yeah.
was such a bad thing. I was like, oh, I can hear this, I can hear that. But now I'm like, oh, this makes sense, you know. And I know it's through boring stuff that sometimes you feel like, oh, I was asked like, I don't need to do your training. Why? It's such a pointless thing. But you singing like the major scale over and over again with the solfege, and I was like, why do solfege?
Yeah.
But today, like,
For pause for
Yeah.
those who don't know what your training is, that you have
it's
to
the most
read,
boring thing in the earth.
you have to read and sing the music sheet in front of you.
But not sing. You need to sing with the correct syllables.
Yeah, with the
The
solfege.
solfege.
So it's do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do.
Yeah. With that,
With
bu-
that's-
do, that was hard for me because in
Oh, yeah.
Portuguese, as you know, the name
Yeah.
of the notes are exactly that. Do,
Yeah.
re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do. So like reading a G and saying do.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, it
too
was-
complicated. I'm not even
Mhm.
gonna bore you trying to explain much, but
Yeah, we could stay talking about that and say like how
It's
annoying it is,
complicated.
but
But it's like, yeah, and all those tools, like I feel like they help you become the master of your craft. They
Yeah.
help you, you know, be an exceptional musician. But you really talked a lot about making those connections.
Mhm.
And before we actually pressed record in this, we're talking here with the production team. we're talking here. We're talking here about how a lot of people know you.
Oh,
Like
come
a
on.
lot of people know who this man is. Like you're walking the street and you're like, "Oh, Tom," and you think, "Oh, I need someone to play piano for." You think Tom, like you know, and so
I don't know why. I don't know because I'm not the best pianist at Berkeley. There's a lot of people that play better than me, but
there's always gonna be someone better than you. But like you know, and there's always gonna be someone worse than you. Like there's always gonna be that. But it is very important then, as you mentioned, to know the people
Mhm.
that you could potentially work with, and you've made it very clear, like in rehearsals you're making connections, you know, and you know that's kind of like networking. So do you have any tips on networking? How do you do it? Because apparently you're doing it right, because you know a lot of people. But yeah, so how do you go about that?
I feel like most people they just overthink it, but basically it's
I
just be
do
like
too.
just be nice, just say hi, just if you see you nod, you're like, "Yay." And then that person's gonna remember you. Like I'm working right now in the campus with the 5 workers, and some people's like, oh, I don't remember your name, but I know you, like you're the the nice guy from last year, and I was like,
Uh-huh.
see, they remember me just for being nice. No,
Yeah.
it's just for like, you need to see the other people. I feel like you want it to be seen as well. So see, sometimes like, okay, say see is just looking. No, like I see you.
Yeah.
My mom always says that because she loves the movie Avatar, so she's always like, I see you. But it's different to look and to see,
Yeah.
I feel like you just need to see that person and really like, don't do it because of the connection, but to do it like
Mhm.
because you want to know this person and
Mhm.
like value what they do, and that's the most important thing.
I think that's beautiful that you say that. Beautiful, because here, like in this industry, it's just like, as you said, people overthink it, and for you, it comes just so
The
natural.
elevator pitch thing, like, okay, you may help you, but you're not
Yeah.
a robot if you say like, oh, the magic words is gonna do it. No, you just need to be yourself.
Yeah,
Yourself.
and be genuine.
Yeah.
It comes so naturally to you. And a lot of people are like, oh, it's because I need to talk to this person, right? Because this person has the contact that I want. And that's
No.
not how it goes, And I really hate the nature of that and the nature of that. I've seen a lot of people being like, no, I really need to, like, go out with this person because this person has something I want. Going out, talking to people just because that person has something you want, that's horrible.
No, I feel like that's what I hate the most in the world today, is like
Yeah.
the superficial part of the connections.
Yeah.
So I don't want to do it because I'm thinking what I can get back. I'm just doing because I really, really want to know you. I'm really feel it, and I feel like people, I don't know why and how, but they feel that. So sometimes like they feel that you're not being there truly, and that actually ruins the connection. Instead of
Yeah.
you like really like, I want to know you because you're cool and I want to like learn from you, not like because you want something back, but just want to like value that person.
Yeah. Totally. That's a really, really good piece of advice. And because you're nailing it. You're nailing the networking is because
Thank
you
you.
are doing it right and a lot of people are doing it wrong.
Yeah.
My last question before we go is, I really want to know how you like deal with a lot of stuff going on in your life and like being stressed, because I know it's not easy being a student and working at the same time, being away from your family as well, and then kind of like not having that support, as well as doing all the amazing stuff that you do. So how do you like cope with all of that when it gets too much?
Well, I don't have a correct answer for that because I still struggle. Everyone does, and
Yeah.
every time you have like a breakdown, sometimes you're like, I don't want to do this, I'm done. But I feel like the best you can do is accept your limits and understand that you, as I said, not a superhero. No one is, and you need to find the support in true connections, like with friends. So ask for help. It's okay. You have friends for that. For like
Yeah.
people to support you, and don't be like, oh, I'm proud of yourself, and the point like you can't ask for help. No, like everyone does. Everyone makes mistakes. So understanding that, being humble about it I think is the best answer I can give you. Like,
Yeah.
everyone is going through something. Everyone has tough times, but during those times, you still need to see the light. Always, always, and help. You need to help people to get that back. But as I
Yeah.
said, don't do it because you want the response. Just do it because. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just help.
And it's also like, I see it's not only about the connections, but now you're saying it's about building like a genuine friendship, because that's your support system, right?
Yeah.
You help others, others help you, and that's a beautiful thing. So yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Good. thank you so much
Thank
for
you. Thank you.
agreeing to do this. It was so wonderful talking to you and getting to know you more and getting to know all the pieces of advice. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
And
Thank you again.
yeah, bye.
Bye.